I give you Liftus Giganticus!
Hi, I'm Joe, and welcome to MotorCity Boat Werks. Let's get to work.
So what I'm doing today is I'm going to be erecting the new gantry system that's going to go inside the boat works. I bought this system on Facebook Marketplace from someone else, a mechanic who had it custom built big enough to be able to remove the cab from a truck that he was working on. This thing is about 13 feet tall and about 11 and a half feet wide.
I've been searching for something like this for a number of years, ever since I built the Boat Works. I knew I was going to need something like this for the engine repower on the boat. Problem is if you tried to buy one of these commercially through your big box store or online, well, there are limits to how big the actual gantry can be because of shipping, because of the weight, and because of the materials that are involved. Frankly, it would be cost prohibitive for a do-it-yourselfer to even buy one of these things retail. Typically, these things are about max 12 feet tall or so, but that doesn't include the interior dimensions. And often they're only wide enough for, say, a car, which would be about 8 or 9 feet wide. Because boats are extra large, well, a normal gantry that you would get at a big box store just is not going to fit around your boat project. So when I came across this thing, I jumped at the chance to buy it. I trucked it home. I had to rent a special trailer to be able to haul it. It's so big and heavy. Now I'm going to try and put this thing together without the benefit of any sort of forklift or power crane.
This should go right around the Ep121 pocket trawler and allow me to do a number of things. Lift the pilot house off the boat to kind of get it out of the way, help remove the hardtop that I built earlier. That'll be convenient for getting that off of there. But more importantly, it should allow me to raise and lower the new diesel engine that's going to be installed inside the boat. Previously, I did all the work on the Ep121, putting the hardtop on and moving the pilot house. I did all that by hand, and it was difficult. It's also a little precarious. I wanted something that was more convenient and perhaps would be a lot easier for the overall kind of assembly and the engine install and stuff like that. So I purchased this gantry. I got a great deal on it. It's custom built, very, very high quality, very, very heavy duty. You cannot buy something like this on the open market. It has to be built in order to get these dimensions and to be constructed this way. It's 3 pieces, and what we're going to be doing today is we're going to basically stand up the sides and then raise the center beam so that the corners can be bolted in place. The whole thing gets put on these giant industrial wheels, and if everything goes well, it should be a fairly process of assembling this thing. The only issue is it's extremely heavy, and when you're dealing with this sort of kind of heavy materials, heavy machinery, it's really dangerous. You really got to watch what you're doing. You got to think everything through, take your time, and, just be very, very, very careful. One mistake, someone could really get hurt. Start walking, okay? And you're shorter than me, so you're going to have to focus on the lower, and I'm going to try and go higher, okay? I've got my helper crew helping me today, my wife and my daughter, and I'm hoping that we can get this thing together by ourselves. I don't have a forklift or a tractor or a crane of any sort. What I do have is my Roust-A-Bout. This thing right here is called a Roust-A-Bout. It's designed to lift ductwork and pipe systems, for commercial installations. I bought this at an auction here locally. I paid just $100 for it, kind of fixed it up, refurbished it, put some paint on it. It's been sitting outside the boat works. It was my original plan for putting the engine in and out of the boat, but I've decided that I really think a gantry system would be better and possibly have more uses. The Roust-A-Bout has some limitations about how far the mast can go and where the beam can extend to and the weight that it can lift. So today, it should be no problem for doing this sort of thing. We're going to use it to lift that beam right there. But before we can raise the I-beam with the Roust-A-Bout, we've got to get these leg supports for the gantry. We got to get them out of the way. They need to be standing vertical against the sides of the garage door opening so that I have some room to maneuver the Roust-A-Bout to get it close enough to the I-beam to be able to lift it vertically. A lot of moving parts here trying to get things in the right position so we can actually use the equipment. We might even leave this in place. We can loosen this up as a safety so that this thing doesn't come down, okay? Whenever I do this type of heavy lifting, I like to assign somebody to stay well back from the area we're operating in. Their primary job is to make sure from a distance that nothing is shifting. They can give us a heads up if things start moving. Sometimes when you're in the area where you're working, well, you can't really get perspective and see what's going on in the bigger picture. You need someone outside, kind of in a safety zone, keeping track of what's happening. Walking it. Keep going. Keep going. All right. You got it? Yep. Everything has to be on blocks because we're going to have to lift it in order to install the wheels later on. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Up.
Jesus.
Walk, walk, walk. Okay. Let's center it. Hey, step back. I think we need to go more your way, right?
Yep.
All right, bring it over your way. Is that good? Put yours on this side, yeah. Like that.
It's important to make sure that your shackles are sized properly. A lot of this equipment is the same stuff that I used for lifting the sailboats off of the trailers. I use it with the Hoist. If you haven't seen those episodes, be sure to check them out.
Okay. Okay. Get it on the center there. Spread it out. Yeah, that's it. Equal distance across the center. Try and make it go wide. Yeah? Wide.
Yep.
That's it.
Whoa.
Watch yourselves. Watch
Yep.
yourself. Okay, come around this side.
You gotta watch out for swinging once the beam is suspended. This thing will very quickly move out of control.
Just see where it ends up. Right there. Okay?
You're gonna want guidelines to help control the load once you get it in the air.
If you hear something popping or something doesn't look right,
once the I-beam is in place and it's all lined up on the support flange, I'm able to bolt it together.
these are in probably better shape.
And then, while everything is still supported in the air, I've got to attach the rolling wheels. They've got to be attached so I can bring this side of the gantry together with the other support leg.
Like the time, just gonna just kind of wiggle it and see what happens. No.
Pull it back.
Oh, hang on a second. Okay. There it goes. Okay, stop.
Now, I want you to know this episode might be 10 minutes long or so, but it took 5.5 hours to actually get this thing together.
Oh, look at that.
Primarily because of using, the Roust-A-Bout and trying to fit things inside the garage doorway. It was a little bit difficult kind of getting things to line up properly, especially when it came time for the second leg of the gantry.
Nice.
But nevertheless, everything went together and it looks pretty good. Now the question is, what can I do to raise things up and down using the gantry? MotorCity Boat Werks has no sponsors. I get no compensation from any of the products or the items that I talk about on my channel. Please subscribe and tell a friend. Spread the word about MotorCity Boat Werks. So it's another day in the shop. I'm back here trying to figure out what can I use to raise and lower things up and down the gantry. And I've been thinking about it the last couple of days. And there are a couple of options. You know, one option would be to use some sort of a come-along, like you might have in an automotive shop, a chain with a kind of a gear system that will allow you to pull things up and down. The problem with that is that it takes up a certain amount of space, and I really want something that's maybe powered. So the other options are maybe some sort of a power winch or a power hoist. Now, I did a little research on this, and basically the differences between the two are a winch is used for pulling something horizontally, kind of across the ground, you know, like a winch you might have on your vehicle or on a tow truck, something like that. A hoist is designed to lift something vertically, and internally the two items have different kind of components. The hoist has some safety features built into it, brakes and clutchless and things like that, designed to suspend a load for an extended period of time and really be kind of safe. Now, there are winches that you can use for vertical lifting, for light duty and stuff like that, but you're really not supposed to do that. But nevertheless, because I have some dimensional requirements, I need to be able to raise the pilot house high enough to clear the bow pulpit of the pocket trawler. I've got to be able to lift the pilot house off and get it off the front of the boat and then set it down somewhere, get it out of the way. And I need to be able to do the same thing with the hardtop, although it's not as big an issue. And I only have about a foot of travel between the hard top and the very top of the gantry. I would say the pilot house probably weighs, you know, just over 100 pounds. The hard top, I know, weighs 100 pounds because I weighed it when I made it. And the engine, the diesel engine that's going to be going back inside the boat, weighs under 300 pounds. I'm guessing it's somewhere around 230 up to 250 pounds. So I'm not really lifting things that are that heavy. This gantry has held as much as almost 4,000 pounds. So I'm not really concerned about the weight. So right away, you can see my criteria here. I've got a certain amount of vertical clearance that I've got to be able to deal with. I've got some weight requirements. I've got a price point that I'm trying to work with. I don't want to break the bank. I only want to spend, you know, 100, 150 bucks. I've got to have something that's going to be safe enough to move around the pilot house and the engine and stuff like that, but it just needs to be convenient. So taking into consideration all these requirements, you know, the vertical clearance, how much weight I'm going to be lifting, the price point that I'm trying to work within, right? Wanting something that's powered and fairly simple to use. I ended up choosing an electric winch from one of the discount big box stores. It is rated for up to 1,500 pounds. I won't ever come close to that. And it should work pretty good for raising and lowering things, you know, using the gantry. To be honest, I think in any other situation, I would choose an electric hoist instead of an electric winch. But there are some limitations about how I can mount certain things on the I-beam. There is just not enough room, and some of the configurations, well, they're not quite proper for what I want to do. It seems like I'm going to have to compromise. It makes sense to try and mount some sort of an electric winch permanently mounted somewhere in the center of the gantry. There's plenty of room on either side of the gantry, and it's on 360 wheels, so I can move it side to side. There's about 18 inches of movement. So I can line things up no problem when it comes time to put the engine in. Let's all keep in mind that MotorCity Boat Werks is not a professional boat shop. This is my amateur boat restoration studio. I'm working on my own projects, and the advice that I give on this channel, you know, are my practices that I use. I just want to show how you might go about doing some of these things, but you need to follow the instructions and the safety requirements always for anything that you might be doing.
You've got to make your own decision about how and where you're going to apply certain principles. Really make sure you think about what you're doing. There's a lot of bad information on YouTube. Don't take my word for it.
I used the mounting bracket to pre-drill some holes into the I-beam, and then I ultimately decided that I needed some spacer blocks to kind of get the winch away from the I-beam just a little bit so its vertical drop would be unobstructed. And bolted everything together. It looks pretty good. I think this is going to work out fine.
All right, so I got this thing installed. Now I think the next step is we got to do some type of a test. We got to somehow test the lift capabilities. I've been working on another project. I'm building kind of a picnic table to go out back in the boatyard. I want to be able to sit outside and kind of enjoy the boat works, having a cold beer at the end of the day, and I've been building this kind of table with the epoxy logo on it. At some point down the road, I'm going to be doing a Q&A, a question and answer type of episode. You can send in your questions, any questions you want to ask me about boat building, about the boat works, or me, and I'll go ahead and answer them when I do one of these episodes using the new tables out back in the boat works. But for now, I think I'm going to hook this thing up. Let's see what happens. This is going to be the beer garden table for the MotorCity Boat Werks beer garden, my summer project. I give you Liftus Giganticus! Well, there you go. We've reached the end of another episode. I hope you got something out of this one. If you enjoyed this episode, if you get what I'm trying to do in the boat works, do me a favor and subscribe. Spread the word about MotorCity Boat Werks. Join me Fridays when I show you episodes of my boat restoration projects from the boat works. I'll see you next time. Stay motivated.
If you're thinking about restoring a classic sailboat or an old trawler, check out all of the videos on my YouTube channel. Consider joining the workers or taking advantage of my boat restoration consulting services. I offer personal coaching for your boat restoration project. Be sure to like and subscribe. This channel would not be possible without your support. Thank you.